for our brother Jeff Hebert, and he's a Hebert International Service man.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be your name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen.
Amen. We have a forum here today. We acknowledge all the guests here, and I'm sorry I don't know everybody, but I appreciate everybody being here today. So I'll open it up for the public hearing, and I have no sheets that says that we have anybody. Is that right? So with that, I'll close the public hearing, and we're going to start out with the consent agenda first. And if you gentlemen look over that and give a motion in a second, we'll move on. Can we start? Okay. Is anybody taking the minutes?
I can record them if you want.
It's been recorded, so is that permissible? I don't have that on there. Yeah, of course. Okay. I'll make that motion. Yeah, I second. Getting weird, ain't it? Just so y'all know, it won't be physically be taking the minutes, but it is recorded, and you can take that off of the recordings. So the motion been made by Mr. Palmy and seconded by Mr. Benson, is that right? Yes. We accept the consent agenda presented. There's no further discussion, so all in favor say aye. Aye. Hold same sign. Hearing none, passed unanimously. For the sake of time, I've got some more meetings right after this, so I hope everybody's got the agenda. If they don't, there should be some here. I'm gonna just call the like item one instead of reading it for the sake of time. So if you have one, we'll move on. Number two is the deliberate and consider action on the following items. And that's item number one would be presented by Mr. Howard West.
Yeah, the first thing I want to point out is not in y'all's thing, that Trout Creek Volunteer Fire Department. This is going to be a compiled financial statement for Newton County ESD number 2. It has nothing to do with the fire department. That's okay,
However you want to present it.
okay? I have y'all have a run for the year. It breaks it all down, how many runs we had. We have our 2002 budget for the year. And we have our compiled financial statement for the year. Y'all have all that. Just needed approved for the Newton County ESD too. Y'all have any questions? I have all my books with me.
I guess I'm confused. The ESD versus the fire department. That's not,
They're separate entities.
Okay.
The fire department is actually just a volunteer organization. The ESD is a taxing entity.
that's where your board sits.
That's where the board sits. The fire department is just a volunteer, just like your church or anything else. It's just volunteers.
Do you pay your members?
No, sir. Nobody in our fire department or ESD part department gets paid. We're all volunteers.
Is any of the fire department, members also a member of the ESD?
Yes, sir. And I asked that at one of our meetings with a lawyer, and he said that was permissible.
Do you think that's good though?
I think it's good because the board member knows what the fire department needs. If you have 5 people there that never participates in the fire department, they have no clue what I need.
I don't think there's any other board set up like that, right?
Well, you can ask Liz, we have no problems. We haven't. for
No,
years.
I'm just saying, I don't think a school board's not set up like that or anything like that. I mean, the city's not set up like that.
Well, the school board doesn't have volunteers on some other place.
I'm just trying to keep you.
And in the smaller, communities, they say that it's allowable. They don't want the whole board made up of, people from.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
I understand.
And I think they had replaced a couple of them, so they.
I had just got
Yeah.
that. Someone had asked me the other day about that and.
And I
had
think
no
some of
idea.
there's some more of the ESDs that have fire department.
Like-
members.
Me and you were discussing, our fire chief is not on our board because he's the one that has to present to the board to get trucks or equipment. So we consider that a conflict of interest because he shouldn't be able to vote on his proposals to the board. So one of our fire chiefs was on the board, he resigned and become fire chief, and then we replaced him on the board.
So how many, members is on the ESD?
5,
5,
yes, sir.
and there's no, set amount of people that could be on that ESD board that's, come from the volunteer fire department.
No, sir. According to the statute, there's none. When I go to my CERs, I've asked them questions. And there's nothing in the statute saying that. The only thing I can't be, like y'all, you can't be hired by 2. You can't be paid by 2 people. We're not being paid. And trying to find volunteers that'll take these jobs is, I've had this in 30 years now, so I can't give it away.
We understand that. We understand. Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Mhm.
Can't get nobody there to do it, can you?
No, sir.
I think the question from the commissioner's standpoint is that y'all taxpayers have to pay into the ESD.
Yes, sir.
So I guess what their questions is who does the ESD actually report to?
I guess we report to the state of Texas. We report to y'all with our financials, and I have all our inventories, everything right here in these books. But according to the statute, we do not have to have an audit. All we have to have turned into the Commissioner's Court by June the 1st is a compiled financial statement. According to the statute, I have it in here. Well, I get.
So is there a limit on, the ESD amount of money
Yes, sir.
that governs that audit?
Yes, sir, 250,000. If our revenues is over 250,000, we have to have an audit. Deweyville has to have an audit because there's over 250,000. But we get in about 80,000 a year. We run 6 fire trucks and 3 stations.
I guess Deweyville, probably Cottonwood is probably
Yes.
the reason for that, right?
Yes, Cottonwood's the reason for them getting so much. And we always come out in the black. We've never been in the red.
So if the ESD is the controller of the taxpayers' money, then it's requested by the volunteer fire department of what money they need, or do they pay the bill?
What they do is they come in like our gas bill. I'm the secretary treasurer. I go each month and pay the gas bill for the fire department, pay the electric bills for the fire department, I guess, all the station stuff, which belongs to the district. We pay all our bills. If they want a special piece of equipment, they come to the ESD and ask for a special piece of equipment. And then we discuss it and vote on it and buy it or not buy it. Right now, we have a new brush truck, medical truck company in the end of next month. And last year, the fire chief come and requested us to do that. And we looked at our finances and we started last year on it. And once we get it here, we won't owe nothing on it, $140,000.
Well, let's say we did owe it on. So who's responsible for that bill? The ESD?
The ESD, fire department's not responsible for nothing. All they're responsible for is the furnished manpower. They agree to furnish manpower and to keep the training up. Our fire chief gives us is in here, how many hours we train, how many runs we make, in district, out of district, and all that.
So if you was gonna finance that truck, the ESD would finance that truck?
The ESD would finance that truck. They have people out there would do it.
Right.
But normally we save our money till we get the money, then we pay cash.
I mean, it sounds like you're a spokesman for the fire department, the ESD kind of.
I'm secretary treasurer for the fire department too.
So I guess you're getting drilled because we're kind of learning.
No, that's fine.
And so, is all ESDs and fire departments run like yours is?
The bigger ESDs are not because they pay their ESD members. Like in Houston, Harris County, I've been to some of the CE hours and they sat there and talk about how they're going to split up, $30 million. And we talk about how we're going to just pay our bills and stay afloat. And most of them is like ours. You try to get volunteers to come do it. And I know nothing about bookkeeping. I just do it. And Liz has helped me through the years. When I first started, I'd bring mine to her and she would tell me that you're doing this wrong.
She tells us that now all the time.
Keeps you out of trouble.
But nearly every small ESD is like that. Because of getting volunteers to do it. Most people don't want to put in as much time as we do.
We understand that.
Okay, any more questions?
I'll make that motion with said.
I second.
Motion been made, Mr. Palmer, and second, Mr. Thompson, that we approve the Trout Creek Volunteer Fire Department.
ESD.
Oh, ESD, you're number two. Number two. Okay, any more discussion? Not all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Same sign, opposed, hearing none. Approved. Number two, Mr. John.
This is kind of a formality to get it in the record, Peter. Our annual historical commission report, state sends us one to fill out each year. Get it in the record system. They're required. So I think y'all got a copy of it, probably to look at. Open it. All we need to do is accept it as a record. That's Michael. Y'all have some questions or anything? I'll try to answer them.
Is these records for y'all, or you have to report to somebody or what?
No, this is from the state back to y'all. It's my state. That way y'all have it. Everybody's on the same plan. Yeah, they compile questions, we supply the answers.
Answers. Your motion.
I make that motion, that we approve the historical commission report for 2021.
Second. Motion been made by Mr. White and second Mr. Benson. We accept item number 2. Any discussion? Not all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Hear none. Pass. Item number 3, Mr. John.
This is our executive committee members and voting members. We did have to replace our treasurers. Comments passed. Had to replace him for sure. So anyway, this is so y'all have a record as to who runs what and does what. More or less a local type action. Committees, members, what have you, in case y'all need to get a hold of somebody, here we are. All I need to do is accept that in the minutes. For record.
I'll make that motion to accept that committee members.
I second.
Motion been made by Mr. Bombay, second Mr. Thompson. We accept number 3. Any discussion? Not all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Same sign opposed. Hear none. Pass. Number 4, presented by Ms. Courtney.
So we refer to this as the VAWA grant, Violence Against Women Act Special Prosecutor Project. It's a continuing grant that we've had for about 12 years. And it helps supplement the salary of the assistant DA. So we have a resolution that the county pledges that violence against women is an ongoing problem, and we want some grant money to help fund a prosecutor that'll help combat violence against women. So it's, I turned in that grant application last week, and so I'll supplement the grant with the resolution once it's approved.
Is this 100% funded or?
It is not. I think it's 60/40,
Something like that.
something like that. And it's something that's already budgeted for, and we've been doing it for 11 or 12. I think this is the 12th year. We do it every year. So it's not a new added expense.
Yeah.
Continuing grant.
So her portion has already been budgeted in this year's budget.
Yeah.
As you said.
I'll make that motion.
I second.
Motion been made by Mr. Bombay, second by Mr. Thompson. We approve the resolution on item number 4. Any discussion? Not all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Same sign. Is opposition? Hear none. Pass. Number 5 is Mr. Burby. Sheriff Burby.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Morning, sir.
Okay, I'm here every year, before March. I think it's the first weekend in March. The state requires me to do a racial profiling report. Okay, and I have the stats here that were obtained from our clerk's office. And I'm going to read this for the record. For the year 2021, we had a total of 105 stops. We had 26 of those stops on the U.S. highways. We had 22 on county roads, 45 on state highways, and 12 on private property. And of those stops, 94.29% of the stops, the race was not known prior to the stop. There only six stops, which was 5.71%, was known prior to the stop. Of the racial breakdown of the traffic stops for year 2021, Black was 22, blacks 22, white 76, and Hispanic Latino 7. To make this a lot simpler, there's no racial profiling being conducted by the Newton County Sheriff's Office. And these stats will back me up on that. Are there any questions? We do have, provide a complaint program. As the state requires, that anyone want to come and file a complaint, to have that avenue to do that. We have that in place. That's it. Questions?
So who else do you answer to beside us or as a racial profiling? Do you have to report that to any agency
It
or?
goes to the state and I report to the people. That's why that complaint program is in place. Yeah, all these numbers already has been submitted to the state.
You never had a violation since you've been here for racial policy?
Nothing that's sustained. No.
It gets reported to TCOL or TCLES.
Okay.
So it's
Yeah, it's in the system.
not like a approval by them,
No,
it's a report that you give them.
Do you know how do they compare that to the population, the demographics of the population, or how they?
Yeah, one of the things with that though, and this is not so much a big problem here, because normally when people stop folks on the highway, it's people traveling through. So that can be disproportionate from your demographics.
Right.
So again, you have to look a little further than just that. That is not an indicator.
Yeah,
Because the people are very mobile in our country today. So.
I was just wondering if maybe there was some document or something compared.
One of the things that's been a CEO of law enforcement for so many years, your local program, complaint program will identify whether you got an issue or not. Okay? Those are the things that you look at, and that's why it is recommended that you have a complaint process program in place for citizens to come and file the necessary grievances with you, and you investigate.
Very good.
Hey,
Back that motion. A second.
Motion been made by Mr. Benson and second Mr. White that we approve that annual racial profiling report. Any more discussion? If not, approve, say what, aye? Same sign opposed, here none, approved. Number 6, Ms. Ginger.
Good morning, y'all. Happy Valentine's Day.
Thank you.
Remember to get your sweethearts. Okay, we do this every year. I usually come to y'all every February. And this is on our investment policy for the county. And I'm on the next other two. I have 2 more, but it all has to be voted on separately. The first one is a resolution appointing the county treasurer as the investment officer. That's what the first one is.
I'll make that motion.
I'm second.
Motion been made by Mr. Palmer and second Mr. Thompson. We approve a resolution for Ms. Ginger to be the best officer of Newton County. Is there any discussion?
Have we had any problem or pushback with that? Yeah, you being the treasurer, the treasurer being the finance officer.
That's what it states in the local government code. For the,
That is the,
be in the best.
okay, that is the code.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. All right.
Any more discussion?
State code.
No. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Same sign opposed, here none, approved. Number 7, Ms. Ginger.
Okay, the next one is adopting the investment policy. This is just stating that y'all are agreeing to adopt it, that the county needs an investment policy.
There's been no changes from last year to this year, right?
Make that motion and we approve it. Order adopted investment policy. Second.
Motion been made by Mr. White and second by Mr. Benson to approve the, adopted, the investment, policy for Newton County. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Same so sign, opposed, hearing none, approved. Number 8, Ms. Ginger.
This one is actually just the investment policy itself. And Ms. Elizabeth has all the paperwork for y'all to sign. This is always done on an annual basis. However, happens to every year.
I'll make that motion.
I say,
Motion been made by Mr. Thompson, second Mr. Plumbee, to approve the investment policy for Newton County. Any more discussion? All in favor, say aye.
aye. Thank you.
Opposition, same sign. Hearing none, approved. Number 9, Ms. Leah.
Okay, I've got, this is for, we did some procurement for HMGP 4485, which is the COVID-19. Number 9 is for engineering services, and the bid selection committee recommends Goodwin Lassiter Strong. We had 3 submittals, and we reviewed it reviewed all 3 of them very carefully, and we felt like they were a good fit for this. And just to give y'all a quick, what our plan is to apply for the generator for Mauriceville Mud. We've applied under another grant, and apparently it's not getting funded. And this is the one where they're gonna supply the 25%. We've already got that in writing. That's what we're gonna go for with this grant.
Mud's got a supply.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Won't cost us nothing.
It's anything.
Make the motion, we accept that bid. That's it. Recommendation.
Motion been made by Mr. White and second Mr. Benson, to approve Goodman, Leffler, and Strong for that engineering service. More discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Same sign, opposition, hearing none, approved. For 10, please.
And number 10 is under the same grant funding, the HMGP 4485 for grant administration services. And we received 1 submittal, Trailer and Associates, and the bid selection committee recommends that we go with Trailer and Associates.
Make that motion.
Second.
Motion been made by Mr. Plumbee and second Mr. Thompson, that we approve Trailer and Associates for the administration services for HMGP DR 4489. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Same sign, opposition, hearing none, approved. Number 11.
This is to activate the contract with Widow Bryant's for monitoring service for our disaster debris hauling. And this is under the HMGP 4266 buyout programs. We are down to finishing up our demo. And Judge and I have been in discussion with SRA, and they're on track to get this finished also. But we have just, I think, 5 properties that are under a separate part of this program that has to be monitored. So we've got, I think, 2 or 3 slabs only, and the others are the houses. And I've been working with them. In fact, that's what I was working with before I came over here, to get them the information they need so that they can get done. And this is just to activate them. Once it's signed, I'll send it to Widow Bryant's and SRA, and we'll be good to go.
Yes, we already have a contract with them.
Yes.
This is just to
This is
activate this
just
for this
to-
project.
Just to activate it so they can get busy.
I make that motion.
Second.
Thank y'all.
Motion been made by Mr. Plumbee and second Mr. Thompson, that we approve the contract, or activate the contract with Willow Brand. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Same sign, opposition. Hearing none, approved. Number 12 is, purchase contract.
So I'm requesting that we get a, new firewall, to put at the sheriff office, to comply with our CJIS policies, FBI rules, laws, to protect the criminal justice information system that's pulled up when sheriff department dispatchers enter in their cases. So this is our recent audit from CJIS, and I put it in your folder, but down at the very bottom, this is his review, which said the agency needs to provide that boundary protection between law enforcement and other law enforcement officers, non-law enforcement. Currently, we have one firewall downstairs that covers all of our offices, and that's not good enough. They need that specific device isolated. And the bid is $1,935.
That annual?
That'll be a one-time fee, and then there will be an annual subscription fee. I'm not sure if the bid is in there. It's gonna be around $400 a year for license.
That in our budget for this year?
If we approve this, then we'll have to come back probably in a special, Friday or Thursday with the budget amendment.
We can't do without it. Apparently we've been wrote up for it, so I make that motion.
That's it. Is that Mr. Goodson? Motion been made by Mr. Plumby and second Mr. Benson that will approve the purchase of a firewall, with the expectations of, the budget amendment coming, in the next special. Is there any more discussion? Not. All in favor, say aye. Hold same sign. Here none, approved. Number, 13, and I think Mr. Melissa's not here, is that right? And, she came in this morning and told me she would be busy. So this is, return of some money that the taxpayers been, paid. So she said it's been in error, $7,595.57. So it's
A refund?
refund.
I make that motion.
Motion been made by Mr. Plumby and second Mr. Thompson, we refund the Kansas City Southern Railroad Company $7,595.57. Error, caused by somebody. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Same sign opposed. Here none, approved. Number 14 is likewise with U.S. Waste Management Resources, amount of $14,201.37. And, looks like it was a duplicate payment, so she's returning one of those.
Second motion.
Motion been made by Mr. Palmer, second Mr. Thompson. That we refund the $14,201.37 for U.S. Waste Management Resources. Any discussion?
I'd like to, have some follow-up with Ms. Burke. The computer program, you know, we should be able to catch those are substantial amounts. You know, I know last year we did some 1 in 2,000, talking $21,000. 22. But anyhow, we need to have some follow-up and see if we need some upgrades on the computer system or what we need to do to try to alleviate.
It's the people that send it. that used to be what, I know when I was over there and as auditor, that people would, I guess, not pay attention, and they would simply do payment.
Send the full amount to the tax office when some of it was supposed to go to the appraisal district. I said, that was the problem last year, so that she can't pay the appraisal district, she's gotta pay the people the money back, and then they pay the appraisal.
Oh, okay.
If they don't split it.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, several.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
On this one right here with US Waste Management, it was actually paid from two different companies, their sister company. The problem that we're having with a lot of these is that a lot of people are still working remote from their homes, and it was actually paid from two different companies.
Okay.
It was paid from Western Waste Management of Texas and also US Waste Management Resources. So we have to refund back to the Western Waste Management of Texas.
So how do we figure out which one, messed up? So how, is both places been notified that this is coming back?
Yes, sir, they have. And Melissa has got it worked out which one needs the refund.
Okay.
Okay.
Any more discussion?
I'll make that note.
You already made.
Okay.
No more discussion, all in favor, say aye. Same time as closed, here none, pass. Number 15, Ms. Terry Wood.
Morning, everyone.
Morning.
This is regarding the request for a message board email address, where it's separate. When we began the operation of the message board, all communication was sent to my general mailbox that I use for the History Center business. In 2021, we had approximately 600 emails come in for the message board. Emails range from, it could be from 4 to 12 back and forth, okay, depending on the request or the questions. In 2022, from January 1st to just today, I've already had 250, about 250. So in 10 and a half more months, if there's only 4 emails back and forth, I'm going to have over 1,000 emails. It gets real cluttered in that box, you know, keeping up with all this. So I spoke with Shannon about it, and he said, well, we could get you a separate email address, but it would have to be given permission from the Commissioner's Court. It's $4 a month. It'd be $48 a year. And I think it would simplify it for the public also, because instead of spelling out my name, we recommend just having message board at, you know, and it'll have the county tail on it. Plus, when we bring the signed commercial, it's going to even increase over that. So I would request a separate email address.
And the message is the email message is gonna get longer because they're gonna identify what they actually gonna be advertising. So
Yes.
it's gonna clutter your boxes at the History Center.
Yes.
So you're requesting an email separate to where you have two.
It'd be very helpful. And already, like just the general message board, just those requests that we're doing graduation time, I'll get hit from Deweyville with about 120 pictures from kids that I've got to download, and it gets busy just keeping up with the emails. So that would help me, guys, if we could do that.
I'll make that motion. I approve that.
Thank you.
Motion been made by Mr. White, second Mr. Palmer, that we approve the obtaining of separate email address from Newton County Message Board. One more discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
That's not opposed. Here none. Approved. Number 16 is Duckworth. He's not here. So just read that off. Consider and if appropriate, accept resignation of Newton County Emergency Service District Number 3, President Shannon Harrell. I guess he's resigning.
I'll make that motion.
I don't know. They don't have an effective date on here.
Turn it over.
So we want to put an effective date on it, or we'll just leave it like this? Leave it like this.
No, I'll just do it today, right?
I'm not calling for it, so we just accept his resignation. Me.
Yeah, December 18th.
Did not have a meeting in January.
Next future meeting was February the 7th. They already had.
Hear a motion? Motion been made, Mr. Plumbee, second, Mr. Thompson, that we accept the resignation of Shannon Carroll, Emergency District number 3. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Pose same sign. Hear none, approved. Number 17 is, same topic. Consider appropriate to approve, appoint Wilson White, Sandra Duckworth, Jimmy Ray White as the fire commissioner for Newton County Emergency Service District number 3.
Make it motion.
That's second.
Motion been made, Mr. Palmer, and second, Mr. Benson. We accept the 3 for the emergency district number 3. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Same sign of opposition. Hearing none, approved. Number 18, discuss and appropriate authorize Jasper Newton Health Department to remain as authorized agent for Newton County on-site sewage facility and for them to set the fees. And that's was approved back years ago through the Commissioner Court that the Jasper Newton Health Department would do that. And we're just reiterating that agreement.
Make that motion.
Second. Motion been made, Mr. Benson, second, Mr. White, that we authorize Jasper Newton Health Department to remain as authorized agent on-site sewer facility and set rate. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Same sign of opposition. Hear none, approved. Number 19, discuss and appropriate approve the placement of 2 custom designed benches on the outside of the K building in honor of Carolyn Bruce, Robin Cooper. We've discussed that several times and so
I think it's gonna be good in the long run. We'll have, who's gonna manage it?
you are.
Yeah.
Or I am.
Isn't that could be a safety issue? Huh?
And you talked about having some kind of guidelines or something set up, because if you have 2 benches, then like, how many benches can you fit if more and more people come with more and more benches? So is that something that y'all should discuss now? Maybe you approve these 2, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't, but if you approve these 2, then next month, what if there's 2 others and then 2 others and then not enough room there if you're not many benches? So if you're going to approve them, like maybe explain the why for the minutes and like why these 2 people deserve it over a bunch of other people that might need a bench too.
So it could get into a lengthy discussion in the future of why they could and we couldn't. The action we take today may be a reaction later.
You're opening the door for a lot of benches. They wanted like a memory wall or something like that. I'm just saying, like, think big picture, long term about all these other people that are going to need to be remembered as well.
Can we do something like that?
Like the History Center has the tree with the little branches. I don't know if you could maybe think about something like that, but just think long term. what you're gonna do to remember everybody else that's done a lot for the community.
Long term, it will go away. But somebody's got to take care of it. If the county don't take care of it, it'll just after years and years and years, it just deteriorates, and then there you'll be, and somebody's gonna go by there not knowing and throw it away. Understand, we don't have a lot of room there at the Cave building, and I do understand that some of these people need to be noticed for their duties and work bill or whatever they've done. I know both of these people personally. I agree, we probably need to do something for them, but is the bench is the correct thing to do for them? For the maintenance and the moving them and the mowing around them and the weed eating and so forth and so forth. Seems like we have a hard time now keeping up with our county buildings. They're deteriorating faster than we can keep them built, setting up and the repairs done to them. I understand. But
Then at some point, if it's run down, you don't feel like you can get rid of it because that's their bench or something like that. I just want to make sure everybody thinks about it hard before you make a decision.
I think we ought to table it and maybe go back to them and let them understand and suggest maybe we want to recognize you all. God knows we do, but we prefer a plaque or a wall or something that's not gonna be a safety issue and a long time, issue, period.
We tabled this last month.
Yep, that last month,
Yeah, we had it on December 13th.
We tabled.
we table it and go back, table it and go back to them. I recommend
they
they
here, any of them people here?
I don't necessarily recommend them tabling it because that means you're gonna come back on 2 benches because it's specified as 2 benches in an item. So maybe just take no action on it and put a new item later on for whatever the plan actually is what I would do.
Any of these people here? No.
I recommend we have a no action. And come back and get something that's reasonable.
Have they purchased these benches already? We're gonna take no action on number 19. We're going to number 20. Discuss and appropriate approve a figure to authorize payment for monthly invoices. This is where right now the bills are being paid before we authorize them to be paid. So I want y'all's input on if we need to approve them before they actually write the check. However many times a month they write the check for invoices. Is that twice a month, Ms. Sherry, or
Yes, sir, twice a month.
do you have a,
Don't we agree?
Yes, you approved the invoice, you approved, Mr. Thompson, you approved the requisitions when you turn them into us before we pay the check.
Right.
Is that a whole court?
I think we need to, come here twice a month.
Yeah.
And review our bills and make sure our bills are being paid correctly.
Okay, so we can get a calendar together and we can discuss that once we get the calendar together to set some court dates.
That's effective next month, correct?
Yes, sir.
we'll have to know, Ms. Sherry, before, we'll have to have that scheduled, because it's gotta be posted 72 hours before we actually take action. So,
Yes, sir. We'll get a schedule together today and we'll send it up. We'll email it to you, Judge.
okay,
Okay?
so we'll be doing that twice a month, right?
Yes, sir.
One can be regular court, we just need another one for the mid-month.
It's on her timeline.
Right.
Yeah, we have bill pay dates, Philip.
Yeah, I don't know her
Okay.
timeline.
Okay. I'll make the motion that we, approve a schedule, once it's sent from the To, authorize payments for monthly invoices.
Second.
Motion been by motion been made by Mr. White and second Mr. Palmer that we authorize the payment of the monthly bills, twice a month, and the schedule will be provided by the auditor's department.
I add something else to that too. Can we also make a workshop day that day also? Since we're gonna be here twice a month? Can we do that too? Can we add an extra hour to it?
All we gotta do is, specify the workshop. 72 hours.
I mean, I'm just putting that out there.
Yeah. Sure can.
Sure.
No problem.
Okay.
But right now, we're just gonna authorize the payment and we'll build that workshop in later. Motion been made by Mr. White and second by Mr. Palmer that we authorize that payment twice a month. The schedule will be provided by the auditor. Discussion.
Yes, sir.
Not all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Same sign, opposition. Hear none, approved. Okay, number 20 is the review, discuss, and if appropriate, accept or reject bid for the sale of 169 used correctional toilet combo combination. That's, we've sent out for bid. And, Ms. Sherry, have we,
Yes,
received
sir.
it?
Yeah, we received two bids, Judge. We received one from Donald Jennings out of Burtville, Texas. His bid is $500 for 169 correctional toilets. We also received bid number 2 from LaSalle Corrections out of Ruston, Louisiana, and their bid is $152,100. That was the only two bids we received.
And that's, LaSalle, did you say?
Yes, sir. LaSalle. It's LaSalle. LaSalle Corrections.
And
The letter actually is from Dripping Springs, but the business card that was sent with it was from Ruston, Louisiana.
How much you say that last bid was?
$152,100.
And the other bid was Donald Jennings.
Donald Jennings out of Burtville, Texas, and it was $500. And he just hand wrote it on a piece of paper.
Okay. Okay. Is there a motion to accept or reject? Or what?
Make the motion instead, the second bid. That's all.
Did we advertise for bid?
Yes, sir.
Yes. I second the motion.
Motion been made by Mr. Benson, second Mr. White. We authorize or accept the bid from LaSalle for $152,100 for the used correctional toilet combination. More discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Same sign, opposition. Hearing none, approved. Number 21, Mr. Paul Henderson.
Hey, Judge, I'm sorry, real quick, going back, where will that money go, the $152,100?
Jerry, you want to talk about that a little?
We opened up a separate fund number for that money, Courtney.
So will that money be to go back into refurbishing the prison, or just go back into general fund, or to be used for
No,
trucks?
it's going back into, we put it in a separate fund number to refurbish is what I was told. For the upkeep, maintenance to,
So it'll be cut separately though?
yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Judge, do you want to hold off on number 21 and come back to it? Because we'll need to go into executive session
On 21?
on 21, yes.
Yeah.
If you want to go on to the other two, then we can, or
Okay.
the other three, then we can come back.
Okay. Yeah, we'll just skip number 21, Mr. Henderson, if you don't mind.
That's perfect.
And number 22 and 23 is this ongoing extension of the COVID-19 disaster and, Hurricane Laura disaster. And we want to extend them to March the 14th, 2022. We'll just combine them unless y'all see otherwise. We'll separate.
Make the motion.
That's it. Motion been made by Mr. White, second Mr. Benson, that we extend those, decorations to March the 14th, 2022. Any discussion? Not all in favor, say aye. Hold same sign. Here none, approved. And, so we're going to pay the bill. And, Ms. Moore.
All right, general fund, $666,417.99. District Attorney State Fund, $2,126.94. Road and Bridge General, $34,551.60. Road and Bridge Precinct 1, $19,540.97. Road and Bridge Precinct 2, $24,346.19. Road and Bridge Precinct 3, $22,132.01. Precinct 4, Road and Bridge, $21,563.75. Courthouse Security, $176.81. VAW Grant, $5,346.56. Commissioner Special, Precinct 1, $257.82. Commissioner Special, Precinct 2, $21,800.88. Commissioner Special, Precinct 3, $4,839.69. And Commissioner Special, Precinct 4, $159,568.82. Dedicated Road, Precinct 2, $3,425.39. Record Preservation, $1,897.39. Sheriff Contraband, $285.87. Solid Waste Disposal, $16,849.09. Voter Registration, $4,138.89. Newton County Library, $13,790.02. Historical Operating, $1,131.18. District Attorney Contraband.
Ms. Sherry, repeat that, the historical operation?
$4,131.18.
Okay, thank you.
District Attorney Contraband, $591.73. Record Management, 60 cents. Grants, $316,121.30. State fee account, $584.60. And the technology fund, $11,533.88. For a grand total of $1,383,019.97. And I will get this report down to Elizabeth for all of you to sign off. Or Elizabeth, do you already have the report? You should have it.
I did, yes.
Okay, all right, perfect.
Any questions?
I think mine's too low.
That's good.
Your motion.
Yeah, $257. I know it's been.
I'll make that motion.
Been made by Mr. Palmer and second Mr. Thompson. Pay the bills. Any more discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Hold same sign. Here none, approved. Okay, number 21 is the settlement in which, I guess approving or going in negotiation with.
Another settlement opioids, but we want to go into executive session first.
Good.
And then we'll come back to that action item.
Okay, and that, it authorizes us to do that on, Government Code, Chapter 555.07107.1A2. And, so we'll do that at this time. Everybody would, step outside. We will reconvene.
Jennifer, you showed up. Fish potato. Don't run off. Don't run off. Run off. Yeah, you can run out that door, but don't run off.
You get off the boat?
Yeah, good. He said he didn't want to go back. If you want to turn off the camera and the mic.
Is he gonna turn it off or turn the mic off? Okay, we're back in, regular session. It's 10:18. And, so we'll pick up back on the 21 item. Consider appropriate to authorize the county judge to authorize order regarding the settlement offer. Matter of Texas opioid local district litigation in the county in the matter of Newton County versus Purdue. Ma'am?
We can't hear you over the air conditioner.
I'm just reading off item number.
Yeah, I know.
That's all I'm doing. And, so it's calls, number 2018-63587. 152nd District Court of Harris County, Texas. Removed to, MDL 2804 to, I don't know exactly where that's at, but ND, Ohio, I guess. So, they're asking for approval for the county judge to authorize that order.
I'll make that motion.
A second.
Motion been made by Mr. Plummer and second by Mr. Thompson. We authorize the county judge to execute those orders. Any discussion? Not, all in favor, say aye. Same same sign opposed. Here none, approved. Here motion to adjourn.
Second motion?
Motion been made by Mr. White. Second, Mr. Thompson, we adjourn. 20 minutes after 11.